Hi everyone, it's Kathy Fannin. Came on here to talk to you about 5G. What is 5G? Well, 5G means the fifth generation. And what exactly does that mean? It means an increase of speed. Verizon has all its commercials on saying it increases speed and everybody's going yippee skippy, but that's really not the case. Around my way, this is what I see. Cable trucks, phone trucks, men pulling cable, putting up more boxes on the lines. I've even asked them before what they were doing. They say putting in fiber optics for, more speed. So I did ask some of the people that I know that I used to work with, and I was a phone man, and they were saying that all of a sudden it was a big push on education to learn about this and to put up all these cables everywhere. When you speak into a cell phone, it encodes the sound of your voice by frequencies into zeros and ones. A microwave is a electromagnetic radiation frequency of 1 meter to 1 millimeter, 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. Now, do I know that in my head? No, I don't. I read it out of Wikipedia. But, so we've talked into our phone, it's changed my voice, and now the voice is changed by modulation, and this modulation is like microwaves. So we have all these microwaves everywhere, just more and more and more closer together. And let me say this to you. A microwave can pop your popcorn. It could cook your chicken. It's radar. It can be Doppler radar. So it's a lot of things that this can be. We used to be afraid when I was little of radiation fallout. That was the big thing, radiation fallout. Well, what is that? That is when you just happen to bomb a city like Nagasaki, and the bomb goes off, goes up in the air, and usually rains down, and that is called radiation fallout. So in other words, you are exposed to all this radiation everywhere, not just there, but it's also in the ground, and then, animals eat from that. Plants are grown from that. It's all over the place then. And of course, then we eat from that. And so now we have all that radiation in us along with around us. And that is totally unhealthy. So what does that do? Well, according to the Mayo Clinic, radiation waves, an increase of radiation waves or radiation everywhere can cause a very painful burn. It can heat up the body tissue the same way that it heats food. It can target the eyes and the testes in particular. They are particularly vulnerable. This is the radio frequency. It's a higher energy, like in an atomic bomb. We're surrounded by it. So the effects are skin burns. It's called acute radiation syndrome, acute radiation sickness. Can it cause cancer? That's still out there, but my personal belief is that it could, because if it's affecting all your tissues and testes, it's affecting your DNA. Ionizing radiation have sufficient energy to affect our atoms. That's really pretty small of our living cells and our bodies, and therefore damage our genetic material and DNA. High levels over a short period of time cause skin burns, nausea, headaches. These can last for minutes to days, and diarrhea. Then the person can look okay for a short period of time, and then they become sick again. They can have a loss of appetite, fatigue, fever, nausea. I went to a place to have something done, and I noticed that all the women in there were kind of balding. I went to go get my hair cut. Anyway, and I was thinking, why are all these women balding? Because they look pretty good. And then I thought about it, because I thought, well, that seems like radiation. And then I started to think about it, and here we are. And why am I telling you all this? Because number one, I don't want you to get sick from all this radiation going everywhere. On top of this coronavirus, which I believe to be a plague, but I feel like the radiation coming from this faster speed that I didn't ask for, and also I have to pay on my Verizon bill that I didn't ask to do that either, can cause a great deal of harm. Let me go through these again. A loss of appetite, fatigue, and a fever. What do they check us for every time we go into a building? A fever. Nausea and vomiting and diarrhea. Seizures. It's been even noted a coma. Skin damage as like a sunburn, itching, redness, swelling. It can cause blisters and ulcers and may even return weeks later. Oh, and I forgot to say hair loss. There is already a 6th generation and a 7th generation, I believe, coming from somewhere across the sea. So that's another thing that we have to look forward to. It just sounds to me like everybody is trying to, or GOV''T's are trying to harm us. You are a child of God. What I'm saying to you is that these speeds that are going faster and faster and faster, could they pass the speed of light? I don't know, but I hope not, because I will leave you with this. In Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form, and darkness void was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. We are children of God. We are children of the light. Let's not let man overthrow what God